All right, let's start. How's everybody doing? Good. You know what? I always do this. I always forget to get a pen. Let me get a pen.
Here.
All right. You have an extra. All right, very good. All right, so attendance here, myself, Paul Puccino, and we have wonderful councilwoman at large in place of Mr. Amorasi tonight.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Laporte is here, Pat Butler's here, Kim Powers is here, Maxine is here, Eva is here, Rupin is here, and Nayendi, she's on her way, and Angel, not Angel, Angel,
She's coming.
she's coming? Okay.
No, she's not coming.
Oh, she's not coming.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now that we have the attendance, according to the way this thing is written, we'll start off with the public portion. So if anyone from the public would like to come up and make any statements, feel free to do so now.
Public portion.
Public portion.
Come on, we're all fighting.
No, I'm not rushing you, just in case you didn't hear me. I don't project well sometimes.
Don't have a particular place to stand. I'm Joe DiOrio, 824 Large Street, Roselle Park. I come here for two reasons. One is because of the successes of the cultural events that occurred here at the Casano Center. I had some folks that might be interested in promoting their particular culture, their particular ethnicity. I was wondering if you had a policy in place, or just like how do you go about, if someone's interested, how do they go about getting involved in organizing something like that? It may not be in writing or anything, I'm just curious.
Well, in the past, I think they would approach you, and then you would bring it to the, and because now everything's been going on with the Peruvian, the Colombian, the Italian festival. How did that all start? Did they come to you? Did you initiate it?
I initiated that, yes.
All right, so if
I have
you-
someone that's interested, Wilda, who you're familiar with, Wilda Feliciano. She's Puerto Rican, and when she's been here for a couple of the events, so she wanted to see if she could help organize the Puerto Rican Day. Nothing anytime soon, but just like how do you go about doing that?
Let me talk to her and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, all right, I'll let her know. She's with her kids right now. The second question I had was regarding the letter that was sent by the chairman to the mayor and council. Now, I understand that the mayor and council, in their wisdom, is not supportive of a policy that deals with some of the complaints that were issued in the letter. The complaints issued by Councilman Templeton, his wife Jackie, and Maxine were concerning the appearance that there's some political involvement or promotion of a particular candidate, my husband being the candidate. And as a result, there was a concern that whatever he or his associates would do would be perceived as political. When in fact, as I pointed out at the council meeting, there had been political shirts worn that said the Roselle Park Democratic Club president, also Democratic Committee t-shirts worn at the community center. Now, I'm all in favor of freedom of speech and freedom of someone to express their opinion and their political views. Now, I'm wearing a shirt right now that says, "Get Thossed." And on the back it says, "Thossified." Now, I wear this for a particular reason. One is, this is not political, but it could be perceived as political. This was actually a tour shirt that was created by my husband when he went, had his concert at various venues. So I want to know if anyone is offended by something like this, or if this would be addressed in some kind of initiative. And I know the mayor and council said they're not in favor of such a policy, but I just want to clear the air, especially since my name was brought into it. If anyone has issues, this is an opportunity to vocalize them and just air it out.
Well, let me say one thing. This letter created a whole avalanche of things that it wasn't intended to do, plain and simple. I, as a chairman, wrote down what was reported to me to the mayor, plain and simple. Thinking as a regular guy, turning around saying, well, you know what, if everybody's here just having a good time, then look, leave politics out of it. People, they're just here. It's a Peruvian Day parade, event, so it's a Colombian Day event, and just to turn around and still saying, hey, well, vote for this guy, so maybe when I suggested that, that was just merely a suggestion, but I could tell you now that anything that ever goes on in here, if all of the story's not given to me at one time, then it's a dead issue. If things aren't gonna be brought to the table as soon as someone's offended by something, then don't bring it to me later on. Because then it's just a dead issue as far as I'm concerned. If anybody has a problem with the way things are run here at the day of the event, they're to see the director. All right, but don't see me 3 weeks later and tell me something, and then I find out other story the night of the meeting. So, that's all I have to say about it. And I'm not offended by your shirt.
I don't know if anyone else has any, even if you, and I'll be very frank, whether you like me or not, whether you agree with me or don't, it's irrelevant, because what we're here to do is to help the town. So I could care less what political affiliation you are, I could care less what your ethnicity is, because at the end of the day, we're all working for Roselle Park. What we do outside is our own business. You know, I have another shirt that has, you know, just to point this out, you know, another one that I've worn time from time that says, you know, my husband and I got married, and some people might be offended by it, you know, and then with the equality sign on the back. And people can be offended, and they don't always agree, and that's fine. That's what America is all about. But to prohibit someone from entering these walls that our tax dollars are paid for, I think is the wrong initiative, and it sends a bad message. It sends a message that we're not welcoming, and I think the community center has always been, and I know, Rupen, that's what you strive for, to make it a welcoming place. You know my commitment to the community. My husband's a new resident since 2010. Actually, he started here in 2008 when we were first dating, helping out at various events here at the community center. And I don't want it to affect anyone else walking through these doors, because at the night of the council meeting, someone got me outside, a resident not politically involved, and she goes, you know, this is why I don't want to get involved in this town, because it gets to be petty issues. So if someone has an issue, Maxine, if you do, Ruben, please feel free to address it with me, instead of making it a public forum. And I only continue to make it a public forum tonight is because it's out there, and now it's my opportunity, since I wasn't given the opportunity to address it here when the letter was discussed. I want it on record that I'm going to be a volunteer here, I'm going to be living here for the rest of my life, except maybe if I retire and want to go live in Italy, because I just love Italy. But besides that, I'm committed to this community. And the people at Roselle Park that move in here, that live here, are also committed. And they should have the same opportunities as everyone else, regardless of party affiliation, regardless of who they are, where they come from, because that's what this place is about. It's a community center. I think that's what we should strive for, to make it, and continue to make it a community center.
Again, that letter was never intended for that. That letter, just what you said about volunteering and coming to a community center so everyone can gather. The whole idea behind that letter, which I thought was so people could do that and not have to be bombarded with everyone coming up to them and saying, you know, do this, that, and the other thing that's politically motivated. Just come out here and enjoy your day. That was simply the reason.
And
Now,
they
however it's going to be written up in the newspaper, I know why I wrote it. I can't speak for the editor of the Roselle Park News. I can't speak for anybody at this table over here. I can just speak for myself. That the intention was, let's just come here and have a good time. That's all it was. I am not one to take away anyone's freedom of speech. God forbid. I mean, I got the biggest mouth I know. So that's all. Again, that's it. So
Understood.
thank you for your input. And, you know.
Right, in the past, we always try to keep everything non-political. I mean, nobody asks which party you belong to, or, you know, if you want to come in and help it.
Right. Exactly.
So,
I just don't want the appearance,
Yeah.
because someone's associated with someone else, and because they're
Yeah.
running for office, automatically they're guilty. You know, I served for 21 years in this community as an elected official. So I'm no stranger to how things work in the community. And I'm also no stranger to know that this turns people off. So before someone makes an accusation, what I'm suggesting is have the individual talk to the other person, or to address it with the director. If it's me, if it's someone else, if it's someone on the street, address it with them directly. Because just because someone complains, we can't assume that it's always the truth. We have to research it and then determine what the outcome is. So I'm here to help, as well as the folks that are associated with me to help. And I look forward to working with all of you. Many of you I've already worked with, so you know what my volunteerism is for Roselle Park. So, thank you, Chairman, thank you, members. And I'll be here for the Roselle Park Loves Arts meeting too, so I'll be hanging out. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them.
Very good, thank you for your input. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say from the public? Mr. DeGiro?
Jacob McGarrett, 612 Sheridan Avenue, Roselle Park. Is there an update from the last meeting with the bylaws? And if there is, I suggest you folks put this to sleep. Thank you. Is there an update?
None that I know of.
The director had said that there was a bylaws. He came.
We have that there.
What about the bylaws?
This is something out of the ordinance book, under chapter 2, regarding what, the purpose of the committee, the composition, the chair. And these bylaws were just came out into the open there from November 7th, 2001. And they haven't been discussed by us yet. We were gonna go over them. That's all I can tell you. That's it, we have, that's,
That's it.
Okay.
oh, okay.
Soul Cares on 150 Berwyn Street. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, did you say that that's out of the municipal code book?
This over here,
What's
it's,
the code?
it's under the Community Center Committee, under 2-37.
Okay, thank you.
It's just the purpose of the committee?
The first
The
page,
comp,
yeah.
yeah, well, this, yeah.
Yeah,
this-
but the next page is that revised to make it more generic. If you read the first one, we're a senior center.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And,
No, because it's just that all committees and boards have bylaws. Wondering, is there an existing set of bylaws?
Yes, he's got
yes,
them in
I
his
have them
hand.
in my hand, right here.
But I thought you said that was
No, I
code
didn't say,
2-37.
no, he asked about, what did you ask before? I just said that we haven't discussed them yet, because he was asking about incorporating what we spoke about last meeting into these.
No, I was asking about, I had said, well, was that the ordinance? You said 2-37.
The ordinance, it says right here, the Community Center Committee,
Right.
purpose of committee and duties. So you can look this up right now, code book. All right, because that's,
That's what I'm saying, although, is that
the
code?
bylaws are not in the code book. Just-
That's,
just-
so they're
just
separate
this
bylaws?
particular- right.
Okay. So they're separate bylaws. Does anyone know the
Well, I
last
would
time
say,
they were?
I would say, no, this isn't separate bylaws, this is just saying what the purpose of it is, how the composition and who chairs it, the deputy committee members, and the appointments. It's got nothing to do with the bylaws, it just talks about the offices that are existing.
Right, so forget the first page. The bylaws themselves,
The bylaws, yes, they're right here.
when were they last updated or
Well,
adopted?
they were adopted November 7th, 2001, and I don't see anything about them being updated since then.
At the last meeting, the director stated that, I guess there was it, and I'm sorry, was it a policy? That started the entire discussion regarding the letter.
No, I didn't know if a policy was in place, that's why I wrote the letter.
No, but the director had stated he excused himself from the meeting for a second, having gotten himself.
General rules and regulations.
I'm sorry.
Those general rules and regulations.
Those are the rules and regulations. When were they last updated or created?
It was there when I was there, so I'm not sure.
Okay, so the rules and regulations, no one knows when they were.
Well, we always try to keep this place non-political, always.
Oh, no, I'm not asking about that. I'm just asking
No,
about
no,
the
and
fundamentals.
that's basically what he found, something stating to that. These bylaws are only saying what the committee is supposed to be doing.
But rules and regulations should have some sort of denotation as to when they were approved. Because
I understand
what would
that.
stop, and I'm not, please understand, I'm not accusing you at all. I'm just using an example. Say someone just wrote them up and handed them in, and everyone goes, okay, that's what they are. I mean, there has to be some kind of protocol that there's a record that refers to when they were created.
Everyone here has been absorbed into this committee as people left and people moved on, and people moved in. I was brought into this committee. I was, like I said, I volunteered, I was brought into this committee, and all of a sudden, I never saw any rules and regulations. They were just going on how it was run constantly. Since this particular incident is when all of this came out, and this is the first time I'm seeing it.
Okay. So perhaps in reviewing of the bylaws, there could be some kind of formal action to review those rules and regulations and put it on the record that they were either revised, adopted on a certain date, so
Well,
at least there's a standing record of a point of reference.
Well, I'm sure you saw these. You probably
I have
know.
not.
All right. Well, these are, they were adopted November 7th, 2001. And they were just, you know, it just has the duties of the offices. Basically, what it has is the ordinance that I just read you on the second page. It talks about voting, it talks about vacancies, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Saul, I haven't gone through it deeply enough to really read much about it.
I'm just saying.
So I really couldn't honestly give you an open answer.
No, again, I'm just saying that since there is no point of reference for those rules and regulations, maybe perhaps to have a formal action to say, as of this date, maybe to have them reviewed again, you know, general review, and then send them to say, so 2015, everyone knows
We'll consider
they were last.
We'll
Right.
talk
It's
about
just-
seeing, reviewing the, you know, and we'll
Right.
see what we can do. Other than that, I can't tell you anything else.
That's fine. And I just have a question regarding events in general. Are they either approved or overseen or reviewed by the committee, or is that the discretion of the director? Like in the library, right? So the board adopts a policy, but the day-to-day things are done by the library director, but there are certain events that the director would have to approach the board to say, we want to do this as a library, and then the board gives its input. So I'm wondering, is that the same kind of structure here?
We do the same thing. We do the same thing. He discussed, that's why everything that's done a month in advance, when he puts it on his calendar, we all discuss it and give our input, and give it the support, and, you know, that's all, yeah.
So like the wedding expo, the bridal expo, that was done by committee, or was that done not by committee? Committee review that, committee approve that. That's why I'm asking for
That was
events.
actually a borough, it's a borough-sponsored event. It was something I proposed for the businesses in town.
Okay, and well, since use, so things like that, since it's going to be use of the center, even if it's by the borough, I presume that would be reviewed by the director himself.
Run that by me again?
So when someone uses the
Yes,
the center,
events are, so Ruben comes up with these, you know, he has ideas, and then during the meetings, he raises them up, and we discuss them, and we agree on them. So yes, the answer is yes, we do discuss the events ahead of time.
understood. I'm talking since the councilwoman brought up the expo.
Well, anyone can certainly propose an event. This
Okay.
is something that I proposed. I proposed the Polish Slavic because I knew that we could get some, or I believe that there was a good possibility of getting sponsorship for that. I'm sure other people have come to Rupin with other ideas and suggestions, and then we just see how viable it is.
Like the
There are
Rotary Club
certainly-
with.
There are certainly events that might work out not to be viable for whatever reason. We can't get sponsorship. I mean, for instance, all of the ethnic things are completely volunteer, and everything is donated. Now, it may be that we have an event where it's a difficulty, or then either somebody has to step up and donate funds, or we have to say this is, worked out to be much more expensive than we had hoped it would be, and we cannot, we're going to have to take a pass.
Okay. Thank you. Like the Rotary International Food Festival in October.
Right, that's the Rotary.
Right. And then I guess, is there an accounting of expenses, because that's given to the committee and or council? the center.
Really, I mean, generally speaking, well, certainly, if certainly council is aware of it because any building, but so far all the expenses have been, have been anything beyond decorations?
How many decorations are there?
Decorations.
Minimal.
And then, other than that, anything in terms of monetary donations has been just informal.
Okay. And then my last question, are any such decisions where approval of policies, bylaws, rules, and regulations, do they stay within the committee or do they go to council? Does anyone know?
Good.
I don't have a comment.
What is the question? Are our bylaws, once we create them, are they given to council for them to
For review, like if any changes in policy, is it an autonomous, are you an autonomous committee that can decide upon yourselves to enact a policy, or does anything have to go to review before the governing body? Like the library, they're autonomous, and we have a board member, you create a policy, and it's autonomous, it doesn't need to go for any approval.
Pass a resolution.
Correct.
To
Right.
change a policy.
And then again, that's my end-all thing, if such a thing is,
Yeah, but the library works under, essentially under state law.
That's correct.
The Casano Center does not.
so then does such policy resolutions go before council for review, or no, since it's not a state mandate? Does anyone know? If no one knows, I mean, that'd be
Really has
fine.
not, the issue has not come up,
Okay.
Basically,
to my
yeah,
knowledge.
because, yeah.
I'm not here at every meeting, but to my knowledge, it really hasn't come up.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, so, I hear a motion to close the public portion. Someone? I'll do it in a second. Okay, public portion is closed. Let's go over the minutes. The last meeting.
My apologies, no, I forgot to put them, I just remembered. Because Marianne wasn't here and I was supposed to take them. Sorry.
All right.
I will definitely have them.
All right, so I'll tell you what, then we'll just put, so, right now, we'll just postpone it till next meeting, and we'll go over both minutes of both months.
I'm very sorry.
That's all right, it's stuff
I
happens,
just,
stuff
when
happens.
you said minutes, I was like,
Mhm.
it's all right.
All right, what about the treasurer's report?
Eva,
Eva?
we need treasurer's report. Treasurer's report?
Nothing's changed, so you're telling me that nothing's changed? You have it. All right, let's, can I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll motion that.
I hear a second.
I'll second.
All right. Let's open up our communications. Does anybody have anything to report?
Yes, can we change our meeting for Tuesday next month, because three of us will not be just got one more. Ken and Pat will be. Okay, so we're looking at,
I don't
You're
think
looking
you'll
up.
be here shortly.
we're looking at October 7th.
October 7th?
Yes, that's right. for the fundraising.
You want to change, you want to change the meeting
Tuesday instead of Wednesday, that would be so extra.
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
6,
6th.
and that's October what?
Oh, wait, sorry,
No,
no.
that's October 6th, I said that, no.
Yeah.
6th. Yes, it's on the 6th.
So how many, you're going to be gone?
I'm gonna be gone. Kim, Pat, and aren't you away then, Charlie?
No,
I go out of town on the ninth.
Are we walking out?
But I don't know if
Is the
this
eighth
is
a
not
council
my,
meeting?
no, the eighth is not
Can
a
we do
council
the eighth
meeting.
then, Thursday?
I'll put it out there.
If anybody doesn't
No.
mind? I mean, if you guys wanna hold a meeting, you can, but I'm just letting you know that three of us are.
That's when we're going to 100, isn't it?
Well, then, if we're not gonna have a quorum and we can't meet, then let's,
Yeah.
then we'll put in a motion to postpone the meeting until November, till everybody's here.
Okay.
I mean, if we're not gonna have enough for a meeting, you know, and everybody's picking up a day, different day, just for, if you can't, then we'll just make it for, we'll just
Or
postpone
if
it.
there's
How
a
about the
reason.
following week?
No, that's what she-
1, 2, 3, gone.
Why?
That week,
I can't.
Four, you guys
Four?
too.
Oh, no.
All right, that's less than 50%.
If you want to wait till November, what I would suggest is, you could leave it like that, perhaps we'll take a vote on that. But then, if there's a reason that you need to have an emergency meeting called for whatever reason in October, and we might, then you could go ahead and call a meeting.
All right, that sounds like a.
You know, and then we could decide a date on that if it's a, you know, it's gonna
I'm
be.
sorry, I meant to call you.
Thank you for reminding me. If the whole purpose of doing this is to finalize the calendar before we give it to the
That's true.
seniors.
All right,
For the
so,
following month.
So then let's
so
set
then
another
let's
date.
just pick a different
So,
day.
Can you meet another day of the week, besides,
what time is that?
Thursday the 8th?
I don't have October calendar.
I have it here.
October 8th is on.
All right, so everyone wants to make it October 8th?
Yeah, just for that
It's
one
okay.
month. Is that
Just
okay?
for October.
All right, so let's just put it out there. Can I have the show of hands, or anybody wants to make it for October 8th?
Might as well.
All right, so it's basically unanimous, so let's make it for October 8th next month.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, is there any other kind of communications that anybody needs to go over? All right, then let's go into the director's report. Ruben, it's all you. You're welcome.
After the meeting last month, we had started the movies, summer movies for the kids, and doing pretty good. We had almost about an average of 10 to 15 kids come in, enjoying the movie and popcorn and soda. We did also have the concerts, Tuesdays and Fridays. We had average about 10 singers who were going to the concerts. Italian Day was a great turnout as well, thanks to Gene Antonucci and his family for helping me out on the event. The Point Pleasant trip is working out very good. We all need 2 trips, the third trip September, if the weather permits. We already have almost bus full, so that's working out pretty good. We had on 22nd citizenship information session, 3 to 4 p.m., which was, we didn't have a good turnout, but we had about 4 to 5 people who came in and got the information on become citizen. And the guy also, his name is, well, he presented in English and Spanish, so that worked out pretty good. 24th, we had a magic show, great turnout. Charlene came in, she enjoyed it too, I guess.
Yeah. It was very good. It was a good ventriloquist.
Month of September, we have PNC Art Center yesterday.
Oh my gosh,
Had
it was so
a
great.
great
Can I just
time. I went
comment?
there too, so.
I was there with 8,000 people. Eva and I were there with 8,000 people. It was wonderful, wasn't it, Greg? We had a great time. I mean, it was so, and the bus, you know, they left us off right there by the ramp, everybody could walk up, so anybody had disability, there's no problem at all them getting into the station.
Like a little mini stuff, huh?
Oh, it really was, it was a lot of fun, and I hope that more people will come, because, maybe they think because of the hill they have to walk. No, Tina was great, she left us right off by the door, she was right there to pick us up, right by the end of the sidewalk.
So I think we had, what, 16 people getting down and ended up, yeah.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like
It was,
that,
yeah, so it was a lot of fun, so I'm
This was
going
all-
to the next two also.
And this was all free of
Piscopo
charge.
and then Jane
Yeah,
Levy.
but-
So that's pretty.
Next time, we gotta leave a little bit earlier,
Yeah,
because we got there at 12:30, the show started at 1:30. We
Mhm.
got there at 12:30, and it was already packed.
so what do you
I
think,
mean,
10
yeah,
o'clock?
100
We couldn't
feet.
find
Do you
seats
have the
almost,
assigned
it was
seats?
hard.
No,
Yes, we do have some.
no,
No,
you don't.
No, we have sign sheets here.
No, a sign.
Sign.
Oh, sign sheets, no.
No, no.
No.
No, it's like a
Yeah.
first come, first
And even like Joe
served.
Gregory went, and he said he was there at 11 o'clock, and he had trouble. So, like I'd say, they open early, so if we could just move it up a little bit,
If we could find out what time they open the gates.
get there earlier.
They don't pick up the phone, that's a problem. How about if we leave 10 o'clock? Do you think that that's enough time, or you?
I think if we left at 10:30, it would be good, because we'd probably get there at 11:30.
We'll start picking up people 10
And that
o'clock.
would be
and then
okay.
10:30
Well,
by
this time we
10:30.
started picking up at 11,
Right.
and we got there at
It was after 12:30, I want to say 12:30.
after picking everybody up, and by the time we got started, yeah, it was 12:30 by the time.
Okay, so how about start picking up 9:30, and then by the
Why
time
don't we
everybody's
pick
picked
up
up.
the night before 9?
No, I said 10 o'clock, but then you said, it took
No,
down 10 hours.
no, I'm just saying to
Maybe just bump it
leave
up
a little
half
bit
an hour.
early, yeah, a little early.
Is 10 o'clock good, you think?
Is it gonna be a problem for older
What?
seniors being
What?
there for a longer period of time?
I think they'd rather sit there a half hour longer knowing that they have a seat rather than getting there and everything is packed and having to hunt for seats.
A lot of people brought their lunch, they had like a little lunch with them, so they were okay. you
Yeah,
know?
well, we told them, pack a lunch, pack water, you know?
Yeah.
It might have been that packed because it was Friendly Hour, you know? The next one might not be that,
It's Joe Piscopo next time, may not draw
it,
them.
yeah, it
And
might
you
not
probably
be
just
that
got the
packed.
cameos, but.
Why don't you try a half an hour earlier next time, if that doesn't
Thank
work,
you.
next time make it a half an hour earlier.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm sorry.
half hour earlier
We'll
and
do it
see how
10:30
it
pickup.
works, yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, it worked out good, yeah.
We had fun, it was really.
Okay, now, we have a nutrition from September onwards, 4 days a week instead of 3 days a week. We started off 2 days, then 3 days, now we're having 4 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll have the bingo on Tuesday and Friday, and remain the same. We added one more movie day on 16th, it's gonna be 2 times a month for the seniors. This time we're gonna be showing the Descendant on 16th and the Blind Side on 30th. We have the Wedding Expo. We have, I think we are pretty much booked on the Wedding Expo.
I have one more person who,
One more person?
person I hadn't spoken to, the little guy, who's supposed to get back to his wedding.
Also from Monday, or September 14th onwards, every Monday we're gonna have a computer classes for seniors, which they will be teaching basics about how to get by on a web page, the email, little by little basically. And we have about 10 people who signed up for it already, so that's gonna be good. Shopping trips will be there on Thursdays. The mall trips we're gonna be on Thursdays. And the shopping trips to the town run as well as the Walmart and ShopRite will be on every Monday and every Friday. Will be, say again, I'm sorry?
I see you going to the Sands Casino again.
Yes, that's every last Thursday of the month, where they pay $30 and they get back $35 from the.
That's a good deal.
Do you have to be a senior to go?
On the bus, yes, but not to the casino.
in the senior.
So you could just walk, you could
long
walk
as-
alongside
I
the
think as long
bus,
as you're over
and then you
21,
can go in the
you're
casino.
You're over 21, you're fine.
If I catch a leash and run the bus, does that
So
count?
how old do the seniors have to be, 60?
60 and up, yes.
60 and up.
You're qualified.
Oh, jeez. I'm fine.
Hey, I can make, you know, take my ID and alter it, and people can buy IDs from it.
Charlene, go be your chaperone. Be your chaperone.
Yeah. I have
Be
a
your nurse's
chaperone,
aide.
thank you.
She could be an aide.
I could be your nurse's
They
aide,
get on
I'm
the bus.
certified. Legally.
I know you're certified.
On 19th, we're gonna have the RP Loves Art and the car show. The RP Loves Art will start from 9:30 till 9:30 p.m., 2:30 to 9:30 p.m. The car show will begin at 4 o'clock till 7 p.m. And then we're gonna have Polish and Slavic Day on 27th. I'm working on it. On the dancers and performers.
Yeah, hopefully after Labor Day, people will be easier to get hold of.
Yeah.
August has been, everybody seems to be away.
That's pretty cool.
Very good, you know,
Is Polish Day like 12 to 2?
Yes.
On the 23rd, when the bus is going to 1,000, there's still a lot of them that are here. So keep nutrition on that day.
Okay. All right. All right.
now the car show's gonna come, it's gonna be from William Street up.
Yes, same as,
William Street up. So then maybe we should go and we should talk to Chestnut Hill, because he gets very upset every year.
Yeah, he does.
And I told him the last time, I said, why don't you just sell sandwiches? You know, if you want, we should make it, maybe we should announce to the people that Chestnut Hill is selling sandwiches, because the guy gets really bent out of shape every time the street's closed down. And anybody else that's over there, you know, it'd be nice to, I guess, things from Monday, if the kids can do a karate demonstration, you got a dance studio right across the street, maybe they can do a demonstration, you know. I would really like to see the merchants, instead of being annoyed that we're trying to do something, from participating and be part of it. They know, and, well, listen, every time I used to go in there when I was working, and Carl, they're killing me, they're shutting off the street. So I used to tell them, Tony, instead of getting upset, then why don't you just become part of it? Put out a table, I don't care what you do, put out a table, advertise saying, hey, listen, I'm selling sandwiches. I mean, you know, so this way, so it's not just hot dogs, the guy's coming down, he's buying a sandwich from your store, then he'll walk out with a gallon of milk to go home and, you know, be part of it.
Bring it back to the meeting.
It's, you know, that's a big problem.
Okay.
What if we did sort of like, if they were able to do like, sort of like a sidewalk sale, like the same day with the business?
No, I think that'd be great, but you know, then again, would that be something
Well, I
that?
think in the past, mostly, I don't think the council would have, if we have enough time, but I think in the past, that's been requested
Yeah, well,
and not met with a lot of enthusiasm, let's put it
yeah,
that
I
way.
know. That's the problem. Well, listen, that was just my input on it, but
Yeah,
that
no,
I know, but I'm just saying.
But they're going to be, that's also the same day as Roselle Park Loves Art, and there's going to be a lot of, you know, hopeful, I think they've been invited to be involved in that, so maybe that would be helpful. I don't know if Chestnut Hill has been approached in any way, but that's
You know what, when I
a good
go-
point.
I'll give my mother a note. She's in there buying cold cuts every other day. So I'll give her a note to hand to Tony and say, listen, you know, set up a sandwich. I'll talk to him.
I mean, cause like even the drugstore, you know, like they have like.
Well, you know,
items and stuff.
let me tell you something. The best charm that Chestnut Street has is Teddy's Hardware Store. You don't get more Old Town than that, where the guy has bicycles and lawnmowers out and people going past. That's what makes it, that to me is the best part of Chestnut Street right there, every time I see his store. So, but then again, when he knows something like this is happening, he wants to bring everything in, you know, so he can cut out, and it's counterproductive. All right, well, anyway, I would make a motion to accept the director's report, and that was also the activities calendar also, correct?
yes, sir.
All right,
I motion.
all right,
I second.
there you go. So let's go with the old business. Anything on old business? Well, I think, well, the one thing we've discussed, we beat that into the ground, so maybe we should, just everybody like read through these bylaws and, you know, and any recommended changes that you feel like, or if it's good as is, then we make notations and then give it to you, and then send it up to mayor and council for them to review, because, you know, and take it from there.
Can we get copies of the bylaws for the next time? Well, I mean, if
All
we
of us
have,
should.
everybody should have a copy.
Well-
And then if we took it home and reviewed it, and then came back the next time, and then we can talk about it?
You know, yeah, look, it's a community center for everybody. And that was the whole intention of keeping it that way. Not to separate and divide and do things, it was just meant to be, you know, so, look, I beat that to a dead horse. Because I'll be honest with you, my name has been mentioned more times, I'm getting tired of my name being mentioned in both the newspaper, out of people's mouths, it's really starting to get on my nerves. So, but anyway, let's move on now to new business. Does anybody have any new business? Well, I do. I just want to let everyone know that come October, I'm pulling my self-defense classes out of here. I rented a store in our town, and I've already been approved for the location. And I feel that it's more beneficial for me over there because a lot of you don't really know me very well, but I've been a practicing martial artist for 43 years, and it is my life. And I'm not one of these guys that make little kids jump around and kick boards off of people's heads. I consider myself a self-defense expert. I've been doing it a long time. I learned from military men. I've trained a lot of years with people, and I just want to offer something a lot different to the town, which is what I wanted to do over here, but now I found the storefront to do it in, and that's where I'm going to be going.
Congratulations, we're very happy for you, best of luck to you.
Where is
Now-
the storefront?
Right next door to Borough Law.
Oh.
I rented out at Dancer's Point, yes. So I'll be there. Now, here's another thing. I really want to be an active member of this, but now my classes are going to be Monday and Wednesday nights. And I'm hoping to God that it's not a conflict with the meetings here. If it is, I'm going to have to resign. Because, you know, I don't like to pull it on you that way. But the fact of the matter is, I have an opportunity now to do something where I'm not micromanaged, looked at, well, you know, you have an ex-borough employee that uses the place, and this. You know what, I just want it now, I'm just regular call, opening up a place, and I want to make it go over it that way. So, if I can, I'll be here next month, if I can continue, it'd be great. If not, if I find that it's going to be a conflict, then I'll just gracefully resign.
Or we could change the meeting day,
Well, you know, that,
You still
you
wanna
know,
do it,
I,
right?
you know what, I appreciate that, because that tells me that you think I'm doing an all right job.
Listen,
You know?
we think you're doing a great job. I mean,
You know, and you know what, the bottom line is this, I've always been a guy, I've been a straightforward guy, I mean, I really love the town, I never had a problem with it, and when I did code enforcement, I did it to I thought was the best of my ability. So, having said that, I still want to be a part, involved in things that helps the town out, because you know what, it's a nice place to be. It's just that people have to come together and stop pettiness and push other things aside and just turn around and say, what's the best for our town? Which is why we suggest talk to the stores when you're having an event, get them involved. You know what? Listen, forget about who cares what shirt you're wearing anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. What matters is just coming and having a good time. That's it. And so if we're going to start doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that, then we lost grip of what's really important. And you know what? You know, a fist is a fist, and we're all people of a fist. A fist is no good with an open hand. A fist is a fist when it's closed, and we're the people of this town, and when we keep a closed fist, we're all together. That's all I got to say. I don't want to sound corny or anything, but so starting October 5th, I will be at another location. Okay? All right, thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
We'll discuss
Ah.
it at the 8th meeting, hopefully, you can stay.
Oh, and then here's the rental application, so, this is the new rental application that came out, right? All right?
I just prepared the motivation.
Okay, so what basically this is what anybody who wants to rent the facility out, they're gonna mark down on the application what part of the facility they want to use, whether they're gonna be using the meeting room in the front, if they're gonna be using the kitchen facility, if they want to use the rear yard, and then the indemnity hold harmless agreement saying that, you know, basically how much insurance you need to have, not holding people here responsible for anything, you know, and then there's the general rules and regulations saying about no drinking, no smoking and stuff like that, and the times that you want to rent it out, it's pretty self-explanatory. So, you know, everyone should read it, and see what you think about it, if you know.
What I add on to that is before releasing the pilot money, we will have a checklist which will explain why the money was not in front of back to them already.
Very good.
Which was never there.
In other words, you know what, when I rented this place out, I didn't even want anybody to know I was here. I've been here since, December of 2007, renting the place out. And I took pride in the fact that when I left here, Karen didn't even know I was here the night before, because I put everything away the way I was, and this is how we basically expect people to keep it. So if they're not gonna keep it that way, I think they're getting a good deal for renting it. And if they're not gonna keep the place clean, and, you know, then they should lose the deposit.
I also think it's a good thing because in case they do not clean up, we know not to rent it back to them. You know, because if they're gonna come and not clean up after themselves and leave the place for disaster.
Well, you know what, you may wanna not rent it to them again, that's kind of, you know, you have to see what look, if they completely trash the place, everybody's got a different version how they think sloppy is. Okay, so, if the place is completely trashed, then it would have to be up to your discretion.
I mean, if you walk in here, there's food all over the floor, and food is left out, pans in the kitchen.
Maybe,
That's why we have mentioned here in the front, so that this needs to become back the place as they found.
But maybe you might want to put in here, granted, if you lay out a $50 fee as a security, okay, and you get it back, but maybe we should put in there like the damages, if you damage furniture and stuff like that, you're gonna have to pay for the cost to repair it, or buy new furniture, like you break a chair, you break a table, you know, or whatever, you know, $50 security fee isn't gonna cover it.
Yeah, those people that
Yeah, especially the teak. You can go out there and some guy smokes a cigar and all of a sudden he puts the thing up, you know?
This checklist is good, and then Rick, when you'll hold on to these checklists in a file, then, so you'll keep a file on all the things
We
when
did
what
that.
happened.
I still do that.
So you can go back and find it.
And that is explained in the rules and regulations that if it is damage, that we bring.
All right, very good, very good. I didn't critique it, so, all right, well, I'm glad something like that's in there.
I thought before, if you wanted to rent it, you had to go in front to a borough meeting and, no, that changed? That's not.
Maybe you're talking about renting out the way I rented it out. No, when I rented it out, I came to the committee in
So this is what, for a
07.
day?
Yeah, this is just for an
Right,
event.
right, so you want to have a wedding or a shower
Baby
or
shower,
a
birthday
baby party.
But if you want to continuously rent it, come in front of us.
And anybody else have anything on new business?
No, the reason why we asked Pam to go before, for insurance, remember, we weren't sure if she needed her own insurance, that's why we asked her to pass council.
Yeah, that's a public event as opposed to like a party, a private party.
All right, now, any members' reports, anybody? Yes?
From the library, summer reading program was such a great success this year. For those of you who attended the program that we held here at the Casano Center on August 31st on Monday, the room was filled with parents, students, children, babies. Over 100 people were in this room. And Susan awarded, with Elena, the children's librarian, 128 certificates to the people that were here. But I went over to see her today, and she's still awarding certificates every single day. There were 304 children registered for the program, and what has happened is a lot of them are away on vacation still. So she anticipates, filling that need in the next couple of weeks. People will come in and get their certificates. But it was a wonderful event, and Sparky was here for the Patriots, and
It was really good.
It was good.
It was surprising.
And JoJo was really good, and the friends of the library, they paid for everything. It was wonderful. So thank you, friends. It was a great, great event. And it was good. And then the children got to take their picture with the mayor, which was fun. Some of those pictures are online. It was just a wonderful event. So starting for the fall, some new programs they're going to have is they're having the chess club again on Thursdays. It's going to start September 17th. I have these for all of you. 3:30 to 5 will be the chess club. And I only have one of these. They're having conversational French for children, ages 5 to 10. It's great. It's going to be on Tuesdays from 4:30 to 5:30. And that will start on September 15th. And then the young lady who some of you came to the program to meet her, Laura, I don't know, not pronounce. Kachanowski. She's written her second book. So she's coming to share her second book.
When is she coming?
She's coming on Thursday, September 24th at 6:30. And a program for people and toddlers who are having problems with their young little babies with potty training. I think this is great. It is a great program. It's going to be, take one of these. That's going to be September 29th, Tuesday, 6:30 to 7:30. So another great program. And also, if you have not become a friend yet, the Friends of the Library needs you. So here's your application to become a friend of the library and join us. And the new
Are
book
those the
page.
up-to-date ones?
Just got it from the library day, so I'm assuming yes. Just got them right from the kit, so I assume that they're the new ones. Is that right? Okay. And then book pages, just for some fun books to read, ideas. And that's the end of my report, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Well, that's online too, right?
Yes, everything is on the website.
And on another note, I just want to commend Pat and the great job you're doing at the Historical Society. You're there every Saturday morning. She's changing things around. She's coming up with great ideas, and she's got a lot of enthusiasm to make that place
It's a
good.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
I have a question. It's not related to the Casano Center, but since you're talking about the library, they provide English classes over there?
Which is a second language?
Yeah.
Yes, but I
When do they
don't
do
have
that?
that information, and I can't remember the day, but if you just go on the website or just stop at the library, in fact, I'll put it in your mailbox, I'll go get them for you. Her name is Sister Ann, that does the conversation and the ESL classes, and there's another person, but I'll get it for you, I'll drop it off with you, okay? No problem.
I could look it up. You don't have to.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because I could
Just so
do
we
that for
could,
you. And they're well attended.
Yeah.
Really well.
Anthony was doing them for a while, Kitterina's doing some of them. But yeah, there were a lot of people. I was there one day just working, and they were in the room, so that's because a very popular program. So, you're welcome.
All right, well, if everyone's,
Well, if anyone else will just, since we're doing updates, I'll do a quick thing and say that next Tuesday, work will be starting in the library. Will work as we go at dead trees taken down by the county.
Oh, it happened.
Well, that they worked on it, and, but the actual concrete work will be starting next on Tuesday, so.
well, and
And soon we'll be asking for volunteers to plant.
It'll be fun.
I tell you what, and the gas company, kudos to the gas company. Well, actually,
And we're all here.
the Roselle Park Fire Department did a great job because I was there. When, because I saw them go past my house because I happened to take a vacation day on Monday. My wife wanted to go to Soho. That was a lot of fun. $35 to park my car. $35 to park my car for an hour and a half to 2 hours. But anyway, the pavers did a really good job. Even though they did half the street, they blended it well. And you know what? Look, it's half the street is better than none of the street, right? So they all did a good job. The fire department handled it well, and, you know, we got a great town, we got, you know, volunteers, as long as people just let them be volunteers, and that's it, just let the volunteers be volunteers. And don't, and like the prior mayor said, don't take the wind out of their sails when they want to volunteer. Nitpicking, that doesn't help. So, with that note, make a motion to adjourn. Second, meeting adjourned, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
One out of these, please.
Oh,
They just
Did you
put
get
No,
something else.
no, look,